You've canceled the grant. Bad news.
Oh, please. No more bad news.
I just got off the phone with the grant committee. Miss Finney. They saw the story about Atlantic City and couldn't get past Vegas shoots rival gang member. They canceled the grant.
Oh.
Damn. Damn.
Didn't you explain what happened?
They didn't want to hear it.
But that's not fair. It's wrong.
It's done.
Can't you call them back?
Mommy, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to get through law school. And I'm going to show the committee I'm going to do it without them or their money.
Hey?
I'm getting in this.
I'm sorry I startled you. That's my favorite passage. I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, come in.
I'm Takara.
R.J. Gannon. One day they'll wise up and declare this one of the finest pieces of music composed in the 20th century.
I agree.
Look, pull up a chair. What can I do for you?
Blue Jay music?
Oh, I've been looking forward to this meeting. I'm glad we could finally get together.
I apologize for the delay, but frankly, there was a lot of back and forth with Gabe about whether or not we wanted to open Blue Jay to outside investment.
Well, so I've heard.
Gabe's a big fan of yours. He stayed on it.
Oh, Gabriel's the man.
His point was a conversation's not a marriage, and a trip to Landview would be worth a good conversation.
Well, my mind's on marriage. Your boss is not going to leave Landview without a prenuptial agreement.
My boss?
Jay Principal?
And let's start again, Mr. Cannon. I'm Takara Principal, and I'm my own boss. I own Blue Jay Music.
Erica Badu? Hi, this is Rachel Gannon. I'm sorry to bother you at home, but I was trying... That is so feeble. That is so feeble. Good morning, Ms. Badu. This is Rachel Gannon from Club Indigo in Landview. I am sorry to bother you at home, but I need... What does she care what I need? Ms. Badu, you need to hear about our jazz festival at Club Indigo next month. Why does she need to hear anything I have to say? Hi. You've been busy. You've seen the paper. Publisher weds, attorney, and secret ceremony. Oh, yeah.
I wanted to tell you before you heard it someplace else.
Mr. Chance.
You're angry.
Let's just say it's a bummer trying to break in a new roommate. Girl, you made yourself one major mistake.
One Life to Live, brought to you by
ABC Saturday.
I saw an opportunity, I took a chance, I made a deal. Let's let it go. Look, I'm sorry I didn't invite you to the wedding. I didn't think you'd want to come. And it's not the kind of news I wanted to leave on your answering machine.
Thanks for the consideration.
About your roommate problem. I am moving out without notice, so I want to pay my half of the rent for the rest of the year so you won't be pressured to find someone right away.
I don't want your money, Taya. I'll be fine.
Compromise. I'll pay through September.
Whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
Well, it does to me.
Really? Why?
Because I asked you to move in with me. Because I gave you my word. Because I value... No. I cherish our friendship. And I don't want it to end.
You haven't made it easy.
Hey, it's not like I'm chained up over there. I can come visit you. You can come visit me.
I can't see myself, Ted, going over to Todd's penthouse anytime soon.
Even if Todd's not there, I can't do anything about the parrot.
I don't want to have to see you at Todd's house. Tay, I want to imagine you a couple blocks away in your own safe little apartment with too many books on the bookshelf and too many clothes in your closet, rustling up clients and juggling bills, breaking hearts. You're free, you're sassy, you got it going on, and girl, you give my daddy fits in court. That's the Tay I thought I knew. That's the friend I love. Not some edgy, cynical woman who sits there counting her money in the company of a sociopath and a baby girl who's wondering where her mama went.
Maybe I should leave you a check and try to get out of here with whatever dignity I have left.
This is bad.
Yeah.
Tay. When I tried to talk you out of your marriage to Todd, you told me that I was judgmental. I don't want to be. But what I said, I just said it because that's what I saw.
I've got it.
No, you don't. I don't want to lose my friend.
That's up to you, Rachel.
Hey, honey. You on recess?
I just finished my closing arguments in Hill versus Ryder, and I nuked them.
Yeah, good for you.
What's this?
This is stress reduction.
Oh, now you're singing my song. I scheduled the whole day for being in court, so I thought maybe I'd go home and work on a brief. Or maybe I'd take my honey for a walk in the park and then go home and work on a brief.
Park first.
Yes. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm just working off a little hostility towards R.J. Gannon. Played as a real cool.
Pardon me while I disarm you. Played what?
The connection with McNaughton. You know, Andy took those pictures of Jackie Mack and R.J. meeting in that garage.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd drop by R.J.'s office unannounced. Just bring up the subject of his old connection with McNaughton back in the bad old days of Atlantic City. Asked him if he'd heard from McNaughton lately. I really expected him to deny it.
No, and he didn't.
Oh, no. He said he'd heard from McNaughton about a month ago. Jackie'd called him, wanted to meet with him. It was R.J.'s idea to meet in that parking garage because he didn't want anybody to see him and maybe get the wrong idea. So I asked him what they talked about. He said that Jackie asked him if he had any money that he wanted to launder. R.J. says, absolutely not. No, he's totally legit. He's putting all his money into Club Indigo. And now he's leading this totally, blameless life.
Smart.
Yeah, never thought R.J. was stupid.
Do you think he's clear of McNaughton?
For the time being.
Oh, I hope so. I pray so, because Rachel is so happy.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hope you're ready for this. The grant committee. They read the wire service story about Antonio's trouble in Atlantic City. They yanked his grant.
No.
What's he gonna do?
Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna get on the phone, and we're gonna do whatever the hell it takes to make that fool committee reverse its decision.
All right, well, I didn't have much to do for the day. I didn't want to write that brief anyway.
This is my letter of recommendation. Sedation for Antonio. The number's penciled in at the bottom.
Yeah, you know, I know I'm getting cranky in my old age, but I just have no patience for this kind of stupidity.
Joan Finney?
Miss Finney, hi. This is Lambview District Attorney Hank Gannon.
Yes, Mr. Gannon.
I'm calling you to protest in the most strenuous terms your revocation of Antonio Vega's grant.
Well, in view of the highly negative publicity, the committee had no alternative.
Your alternative is to give the man a hearing. Now, I will be at your office as fast as I can, along with Bo Buchanan, our police commissioner, and Mrs. Buchanan, Lambview's leading defense attorney, and we are going to convince you that you have acted in haste.
I do appreciate your loyalty to Antonio, Mr. Gannon, but truly, it would be a waste of your valuable time.
Then, Miss Finney, let me put it to you this way. If we're not coming to see you, then we're going to the city room at the Lambview Banner, and you can read our arguments on the front page tomorrow. So now, what's it going to be?
I would prefer that you come to my office.
You've made a wise decision. We're on our way. Let's go.
Good work, Gannon.
Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Going to get Antonio's grant restored.
Grant restored? What happened to
Tell you
it?
about it in the car. Come on.
What is going on?
In order, Harris.
Get more. Watch Port Charles, ABC Daytime.
I'm sorry, Jakara. I guess Gabriel hadn't briefed me as thoroughly as I thought.
Well, maybe the fact that I'm a woman may not be relevant to Gabe. Do you have a problem here?
No, not at all. Club Indigo is woman-friendly. My junior partner is my niece, Rachel.
Well, tell me about Miss Rachel.
Well, you'll meet her. Right now, she's on a tear trying to single-handedly sign up Erykah Badu for our music festival.
I like Rachel's taste. You know, Gabe told me about the festival. What kind of music?
Erykah. Excellent and across the board. We'll have jazz, swing, cool, hip-hop, bebop, but mostly jazz. I hope the festival will celebrate the new partnership between Blue Jay and Indigo and announce the club as a major East Coast music venue.
Nice idea.
Also, Rachel's.
You're good about giving credit. I like that. So what else do you have to offer besides money, a club, and a creative niece?
Well, energy, willingness to learn, and some connections left over from a past life that can make sure that our music gets played and into the stores.
That's a big one.
You know it.
But let's get straight on something. I've worked hard to keep this label clean. In the beginning, I was muscled, I was hustled. I relocated from LA to Philly to get away from the bad boys. So I won't be a party to anything that threatens the ownership or control of Blue Jay Music.
Yes, Gabriel made that very clear.
Now, on the other hand, I'm not an innocent. I know who you need to know to make things happen.
And I'm saying that I can take care of that for us without putting Blue Jay in any jeopardy. See, I have my own reasons for trying to protect this operation, and I'm telling you that is exactly what I'm going to do.
You're a dangerous man. I believed every word of that.
Well, you believed it because it's the truth.
Okay. I know what you're prepared to invest. And I think your club is impressive. But I'm still not convinced.
Well, I've told you our offer. I'm willing to listen to a counter. I mean, Rachel and I can tell you our plans for Indigo, but beyond that, it comes down to the vibe between you and me.
And that's the most important part of all.
Well, I can see you've been successful. Well, tell me how you got there.
My daddy was a musician. He played jazz piano. When he left for Vietnam, he had his own band, and they'd recorded one album, and he had a future in this business. He came home without his right arm and his right eye. And that was that. But he wasn't about to let music go out of his life. So he had his piano in the living room of the Newark apartment, and he taught the kids in the neighborhood for whatever they could afford to pay. And he taught my brothers and me. That man had himself a record collection that you would die to hear. Old 78s and 45s, LPs and reel-to-reel tapes, and our house was full of music, from breakfast to bedtime and beyond, because he played the radio all night long. Summer nights, the music would come out of my parents' bedroom window and into mine. And that's how it started. I grew up. I fell in love with a musician.
Uh-oh.
You can say that again. I left home. I went to California with his band. I left him. I went back to school, graduated. I got a job as an assistant in A&R in a major company. And I learned the business. You know G Quest?
The rapper? Sure.
He was signed with us. Now, he liked me. He would listen to me. And so he became my responsibility. And I ended up married to him. Literally. He encouraged me to leave the company and start my own label. And he gave me the money to do it. Before we broke up, I'd paid him back every cent with interest. He's not a happy man. He's not a nice man. But I'll always be grateful to him. And for 3.5 years, I've worked my tail off. And here I am.
Well, you've accomplished a lot in a short time.
Hey, you work a 20-hour day, things happen. But I love what I do, so it's not work. It's my life. And I've put everything I have and am into my company. So it's going to take a lot to induce me to give up any part of it, even for the type of investment you're offering.
Well, there's a challenge.
You heard me right.
Carlotta.
They took away Antonio's grant.
I am so sorry. Because of what happened in Atlantic City?
He wasn't charged with anything. He saved Andy's life. But just because he shot Javier and it was in the paper, punishing him.
Oh, I am sick.
I am furious.
Of course you are. Where is he?
He went to find Andy.
Well, can anything be done?
I don't think so. Why? And Antonio's worked so hard at this. He's put his whole heart into this. You know, this was the first time that he felt like anybody outside of his family and his community really understood his worth and valued him. And now you give that to somebody, and then why take it away from him?
Antonio will make it through law school.
I know. Of course he will. But not Berkeley. Not without the grant.
Would Antonio accept a loan?
From whom?
From me.
Querida, you can't even pay off your own law school, let alone lend Antonio money for his.
I put a check in the mail yesterday for the full balance of my student loan.
You're joking.
No, and I can afford to put Antonio through law school if need be, if you think he'd let me.
But how? How can you do that?
I thought Antonio would have told you by now. I guess he's had a lot on his mind.
Told me what?
I married Todd Manning.
Please understand that the other committee members and I deeply regret this action.
Not as deeply as Antonio.
I don't doubt that. But Mr. Vega was aware of the conditions of our grant. One of them was that he had disassociated himself from his past life, from criminal elements, from his street life.
He has.
And he's demonstrated this by shooting someone in a casino garage?
Antonio Vega was not charged in the shooting of Javier Perez.
He was commended by the officers in that jurisdiction and by me. He saved Detective Harrison's life.
Mr. Vega is a former member of a street gang in Llanview known as the Prides?
Yes.
And Mr. Perez was a member of a rival gang?
That's correct.
And there was a history of animosity between them?
Yes and no.
Even before the incident in Atlantic City, Antonio Vega had put this gang scene and the rivalry with Javier Perez behind him. You knew all about this.
Yes, but he did not keep it behind him, did he, Mrs. Buchanan? It erupted into a wire service story carried on newspapers all over the East Coast. A story that associated Mr. Vega with our foundation and our grant. And that, I assure you, is not the kind of publicity that we encourage or welcome.
Antonio Vega is a very popular man in our neck of the woods. In his own community, he's a hero. He has friends all over Llanview. Some of them are sitting in this room right now. One of his biggest fans is Victoria Carpenter, publisher of the Banner. Another one is Mel Hayes. Do you know who he is?
The investigative reporter?
Yes. And this is just the kind of story that Mel would like to grab a hold of and run with. Could redefine bad publicity.
If that is a threat, Commissioner, it is ill-advised.
Nobody is making any threats. We just want to make sure you understand all the ramifications of this. I know Antonio very well. And as I indicated in my letter of recommendation, I was the defense attorney at his murder trial. He followed the intricacies of his own defense with absolute ease. He has a passion for the law. He has enormous capacity to learn, to grow. He's cool under pressure. And he has every qualification that would make him a fine lawyer and a great leader.
Do you believe that shooting someone in a casino garage is a sign of grace under pressure or leadership or even good judgment?
This person was trying to kill his fiancée. For crying out loud. Antonio received an anonymous phone tip, and he acted immediately. Yes, he should have called me. Yes, he should have asked for backup from the Atlantic City Police Department. But had he pulled into that parking garage 2 minutes later, Andy Harrison would not be sitting here right now. The rest of us wouldn't be here either, because we would be attending her funeral.
Miss Finney, I'm the man who prosecuted Antonio Vega. Among all the people in this room, well, I'd say that I'm the one that looked at his record with the most jaundiced eye. And keeping that in mind, I believe that I'm the most qualified to say that Antonio Vega has turned his life around. I was dead wrong about Mr. Vega once. And I'm asking you not to make the same mistake I did.
Now, no one has said this, but he knew what was at stake when he went into that garage. But he didn't stop to worry about getting his name or his face in the news. He didn't stop to worry about losing everything that he'd worked so hard for. He knew that I was in danger, and he came after me. He saved my life. Now, where's the justice in punishing him for that? I mean, I don't understand. This grant just means everything to him. Just give it back to him. Please.
Thank you for your presentation. The committee will convene to discuss it privately. And we will get back to Mr. Vega this afternoon.
Forgive me, I didn't mean to blurt it out like that.
Well, sometimes it's better to hear difficult news quickly.
Is it really that bad?
What's good about it, Taya? No, that's a serious question. Tell me. Do you love him?
Todd and I have spent a lot of hours together recently.
Well, I assume that was a professional relationship.
It was at first, but it became more complicated than that.
You're not pregnant, are you?
no. Not complicated in that way. Well, it's not a traditional relationship. We understand each other. We have mutual interests. I love his little girl.
And his money?
Carlotta, please don't disapprove of me. Not you. I cannot bear it.
Kitty, there's not for me to approve or disapprove. But I can't lie. I'm sad for you.
Why?
Because you deserve love. And I pray what you hope that you would get out of this is worth what you're going to have to pay for it. And I hope you'll understand it when I tell you that I'm sure that under the circumstances, Antonio would not be willing to accept your offer.
I understand perfectly. Well, I hope the grant committee reconsiders its decision.
I want into the music business.
Why?
I love music.
That's the best reason you could have.
And I dig musicians.
That helps, too.
I want to create opportunities for the new talent, for kids who need a break but might not get one anyplace else. And I need to find a new place for myself. I've been moving away from some stuff that I've been into for way too long, and now is the time. And I want to do this particular thing because it feels like fun.
I hear that.
Club Indigo is mine, in the same way that Blue Jay is yours. I'm just as cautious as you are about letting some stranger into a thing that I've built on my own. I'm willing to put Club Indigo at your disposal as a showcase for Blue Jay talent, for the kids to learn, to promote their albums, whatever.
I've never had a base like that.
And when it comes to your label, you're the boss. You're my teacher. I'm here to learn. I'm working for you. Now, I have never said that to another human being in my whole life, okay? And in exchange for my education, I'm willing to finance you in a way that makes you competitive with the big companies.
What if we get into this and find out we drive each other crazy?
Well, why not some kind of step deal with mutual outs along the way? Now, Gabriel's a man we can trust to put something together that we both can be comfortable with.
You're good.
I'm motivated.
I did it. I got Eric herself on the phone, and she agreed to come. I called Gabe, hope you don't mind, and he said he's going to talk to her management later today. Hi.
Oh, Jakara, Rachel Gannon, Rachel, J. Principal.
Hi. You're a woman.
That's a fact.
You know, I can sound intelligent. I swear it, I really do. Rachel Gannon, pleasure to meet you.
I've been looking forward to meeting you. Congratulations on Erykah Badu. And I think the festival's a wonderful idea, which I understand was yours.
Well, I had to come up with something. You see, my uncle made a big act of faith in bringing me aboard. He probably could have used someone who knows a lot more about music than I do. But what I do have going for me is I want to learn.
Enthusiasm counts, too.
Even if we don't have a deal, may we discuss having Blue Jay talent as guest artists for our festival?
Of course.
On the other hand, I hope you're up to your ears in the festival because we're partners. Now, how is that going?
Ask the lady.
I'm feeling much more positive about our possibilities than I did when I walked in this morning.
I'm glad to hear that.
But this is a huge decision for me. Would you both be free tomorrow to meet again midday?
Sure, we can do that.
I'll stay in Landview tonight and give you an answer then.
Oh, can we take you to dinner?
And why don't you come by the club afterwards when things are happening?
Thank you, but may I take a rain check? Because what I really need to do is get myself into a hot tub and think.
Okay, well, we will see you tomorrow.
And think about this. Blue, Jay's indigo, indigo blue.
That's a great image. I'll hang on to it, Rachel.
Okay. So, what do you think?
Oh, damn. I thought I was interviewing her, but I ended up selling us. I mean, who does she think she is anyway?
A hip lady who has a record label that we want to buy into.
Yeah, well, she's that. And she was big on your idea of the festival, and she liked that you were going after Erykah Badu. Well, you're turning out to be a big asset.
Well, I told you so.
Yeah, well, just show up for the meeting tomorrow and get out of my chair.
All right.
Thank you. Now, let's call Gabe and see if he can figure out some way to close this deal.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Excuse me?
You don't look disabled to me.
Well, I'm not in the same shape I was 15 years ago, but no, I'm not disabled.
You're parked in a spot reserved for handicapped drivers.
Yeah, well, I guess I am. But the lot's not full.
Well, that's all the more reason for you to move out of a spot that's not reserved for you.
Yeah, well, no disrespect, but I think I just may decline that.
Stop where you are.
Excuse me?
Do you have a handicap permit?
No, I do not.
Are you going to move your car?
No, I am not.
You're under arrest.
Lady, are you out of your mind?
I'm making a citizen's arrest. And don't try to get away because I have your plate. And I'm calling the cops.
I don't believe this.
Oh, believe it, mister. And stay right where you are.
I will not leave the scene of the crime. I wouldn't miss this for anything.
Hey, you've heard.
Yeah.
I tried to call you, but you were off duty.
I went with Nora and Hank and Bo to see Mrs. Finney.
Why?
To get your grant back.
Wait a second, is this for real?
Yeah, Hank, he called the head of the grant committee, and he demanded a meeting.
Thank God.
So, you know, I was eloquent, but the three of them were amazing. I wish you could have heard them.
Well, I can't believe all of you did that.
Yeah, well, it was because of me that you lost your grant. The least I could do would be to try to get it back.
When did it get so impossible to find a place to park around here?
Oh, delivery time.
Look, I wanted to thank you guys for the effort you made with the committee.
Well, so far, that's all it is, though, is an effort.
We just gave it our best shot.
Well, we were very grateful.
Well, at least we made him sweat. And if this thing doesn't go through, they're going to do a lot of that.
Dinah. Yes? Yes, this is Colada Vega. Hold on a moment. Yes. It's for you. Miss Penny.
Well, she doesn't waste any time, does she?
Hello. Yes. Yes, I understand. Is this your final decision? Yes, thank you, Miss Finney. I'll tell them. You too. Goodbye. Thank you.
Oh, goodbye.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Right.
Wish Hank were here.
Terrific.
Where did he go anyway?
You're not from Lambview.
That's right.
Philadelphia.
Yes.
Here on business?
Yes.
And what's your business?
None of yours.
Okay, so why are you so involved in the issue of handicap parking?
When someone you love is handicapped and has to fight back against tough odds and does everything they can to maintain an independent life, it makes an impression on you.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true.
If you were in a wheelchair, if every step you took on crutches was a supreme act of will, if every time you put foot to ground it hurt like fire, you'd be mighty grateful for a parking place close to the door. And the people who love you would be ticked off when some bozo takes it because he's too lazy to walk a few extra yards.
That's true, too. You're right.
So why didn't you move your car when I asked you?
Because you ticked me off.
Good.
Look, just out of curiosity, now, have you done this kind of thing often?
Yes.
Really? I mean, I'm really interested. How many times?
Followed through on a citizen's arrest? Maybe a dozen.
Wow. And do the cops take you seriously?
You bet they do.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, usually it doesn't get this far. Most people have the grace to feel guilty, and they move.
Well, I feel very guilty, actually.
Well, it's too late now.
Hey, Mr. Gannon, what's going down?
Gannon.
I was a couple of blocks away, and I picked this up on the radio. What's up?
Well, I parked illegally in a handicapped parking space, and this young lady arrested me.
You want to press charges, man?
I certainly do.
Hey, she's got me dead to rights.
Do you know who you're arresting?
A healthy male who's parked in a place reserved for people who are physically challenged.
Yeah, and he's also the DA of Lantano County.
Well, that's all the more reason for him to be ashamed of himself.
You have to follow me down to the station house.
I'd be happy to. Lead the way.
All right, Benny. Do your job.
Okay.
Yeah, follow me.
Gabriel, it's RJ and Rachel.
Hey, how's things at the Indigo?
Oh, well, Jakara just sashayed out of here. You left me a little in the dark on that one, brother.
Yeah, well, there's no point in trying to describe her. You got to see it to believe it, huh?
Is she really everything she seems to be?
Rachel, all I can tell you is she knows the business inside and out, and she is smart as they come.
Well, I know she'd agree with you on that.
Well, she's earned the right. She's a big personality, unlike yourself, of course. I figure the two of you will know pretty soon if it's going to work out, huh?
No, I'm going to make it work. Now, you could just help us figure out how.
Stay tuned for scenes from the next One Life to Live.